Golf Central Update. Brought to you by TaylorMade.
Pleased to be joined now by Brandt Snedeker, who joins us from his home in Tennessee. And Brandt, it's good to hear that you, Mandy, and the kids are doing well there. But I want to offer up a perspective question first. Of course, given the circumstances, we've had to give up a lot over the last month and a half. But has there been anything that you maybe have gained during this time off?
Yeah, for sure. I've gained a lot of time with my family I don't normally get. So it's been fun to kind of be home and be a dad. I learned I'm not built to be a teacher. So I give my hats off to every teacher in this country because homeschooling has been hard for me, to say the least. But I've really been able to focus a lot on my body. I've been working out really hard, trying to put on some muscle and gain a little bit more speed just through working out, and feel like my body feels really good. So I've kind of use this as a time to rest and kind of get refreshed. And we're going to be playing a lot of golf here once we get back out on the road, and I'm excited about that.
I've noticed also via social media you've spent some time in partnership with Wyndham Resorts offering up some lessons. Are you giving away any of your trade secrets?
I always keep a few in reserve, but Club Wyndham's been a sponsor of mine and a friend of mine forever. Winning their championship twice. There's great people, and I've been at home with a lot of free time that I've normally never had. So it's reaching out on social media with them, doing some tips for people to do at home through putting and little stuff that I've picked up over the years of what I think a lot of great putters do. Something you can do in your house. It's been fun with me. Kind of look back on the things I do in my putting. I think that are good. And, I'm just like everybody else. I've been putting in my house, chipping in my house, trying to stay active. Feel like I have a golf club in my head most days. So a few tips here and there that I use every day certainly could help somebody at home.
And here we are, May 7th, 5 weeks from today. The PGA Tour is scheduled to resume with the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial. Will you be at that first event, and have you formulated a schedule at least for the first month or two?
Yeah, I'll be there. I've got kind of a rough schedule of how I want things to go for the first 8 or 9 events. Play a few in a row to start the tournament, the season back off, I guess, and see how it goes from there. It's going to be a really weird season. Obviously, it's going to be kind of a race to the finish almost in a sense. So I don't think having a firm schedule is probably going to mean a whole lot, because come late in the year, there's guys will be playing a lot of golf, trying to move up that FedEx Cup point list, and they're still giving away Tour Championships, still giving away a lot of money there at the FedEx Cup Championship. So guys will be fighting for that. But I think it's kind of a moving target right now. Playing a few early to make sure, see where my game is, see how things are on the road, and then kind of go from there.
You mentioned that it will be weird, at least at Colonial, the first one. Will there be any hesitations from your perspective as you get to Fort Worth?
No, none at all. I think I've talked with enough doctors, enough medical personnel to realize that the risks for people like me are really low. And at some point we've got to get back to some normalcy for working adults who are able to, and if it takes us to be out leading the charge for athletes, I'm more power to us. I think we're probably the one sport that can do it the safest. We kind of social distance anyways by the way we play. Very rarely are you in contact with anybody when you're on a golf course. I think the precautions the tour are taking is really important to help us kind of feel safe when we're out there, feel safe while we're traveling, and do the best we can and try to get be the first ones out there leading the charge. Hopefully get some sense of normalcy back in our lives.
Brandt, you guys are going to return to PGA Tour golf before the NBA resumes, before the NHL resumes. You'll be back out on the course before the NFL season starts as well. Is this an opportunity, you think, for the PGA Tour to grab some fans that are starving for live sports content right now?
No. I don't think they're making a decision for that. I think the tour sees an opportunity where we're probably the one sport that can safely do this without doing too much harm to anybody, and so why not give it a go? The players are all behind it. We've been home. Most of us have been playing golf at home already. I've been playing a lot of golf the last 2 weeks, and golf courses are pretty packed, and everybody I'm talking to is saying the same thing. Like, we need something on TV to watch. And if I'm doing this at home with friends and guys we're playing with there at home, why can't we do it on the road, playing great golf courses and doing it on a TV audience and no fans. We're not really endangering anybody but ourselves. So there's a little bit of implied risk there, but I think every player signs up for that. And, we'll take it as it comes. But I think we're ready to go. I think everybody wants us to go. The players are excited about it. Tour's excited about it. I don't see any big reason why we can't be the first ones back out.
You mentioned you've been playing golf, and as I said, we're 5 weeks away from the start of the PGA Tour season, or the resumption, I should say. Have you already started the process of getting ready for the season, or will you be a little more intense as we get closer to Colonial?
Yeah, funny you asked. I started this week. I really kind of took a bunch of time off and hung out with the kids and did that kind of stuff. But this week, kind of the 5-week mark, I'm like, okay, I've really got to start getting serious about it and going out there and putting the time in. It's one thing to play golf with your buddies and have some fun while you're home, but it's a completely different thing when you're starting to get ready for a tournament. So really started focusing this week on practicing, putting the time in, doing all the workouts and that kind of thing, get my body where I want it to be, my mind where I want it to be, and feel comfortable and confident when I go back out. When you haven't played golf, and competitive golf is going to be almost 2 months since we teed it up on tour, or over 2 months. You need to be as confident as you can going that first event, because it's just a different feeling. So, this month is 5 weeks is kind of the magic number for me. Of probably takes me about that long to get right back in the swing of things. So it's starting in earnest right now.
And finally, Brandt, you and I have talked about this. Sure, when you play a lot of golf, physically it demands a lot, but mentally it demands maybe even more. When you get back out, you've got a lot to compete for. The Wyndham Rewards, the FedEx Cup playoffs, you get into a major championship at the PGA. We go on through the fall, and then you got the Masters and the U.S. Open. If you try to get on the Ryder Cup team. How do you mentally prepare for all of those big events from August to November, compacted into that section of the calendar?
Yeah, you've got to embrace it. You've got to go in there and know it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. Probably never played that much big golf in a row before, ever, I don't think, in our schedule. So you've got to go in there with the belief that it's going to be a great opportunity. If you get hot in golf at the right time, you can really rack up a lot of wins or a lot of big tournaments in a row where you play good and rack up some great finishes. So it's kind of similar. I'm kind of using in 2012 when I won the FedEx Cup Championship. I played 12 of the last 13 events, just the way my schedule worked out, and played some great golf coming down the stretch. So I'm trying to use that and say, I've done it before. My body's ready for it. That's why I kind of use these 5 weeks to take off so far and kind of get my body ready, and mentally just be prepared for it and be excited about it, the opportunity and the challenge, and not let it beat you up. Don't get down yourself, and really be smart about how you go week to week. There'll be a lot of guys taking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays off, probably some weeks in between, because there's just not a lot of scheduled breaks in there. So you're gonna have to do that to yourself and be smart about it. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I'm excited about the opportunity. I love the challenge of playing a lot of big tournaments in a row, because you can kind of find out who's mentally strong, who can kind of stay in there and stay patient and not beat themselves up too much.
Well, Brandt, you said your body's good, your game you're working on, your mind seems to be as strong as ever. You might be a good stock this PGA Tour season. I appreciate you spending time with us and look forward to seeing you out on the course.
I can't wait to be back on the course and look forward to seeing you out there too, Todd.